Your struggle is your real strength because only hard paths make a person steal from within. And this story is also about a poor boy who lived in his broken house in a quiet valley. His life was full of difficulties, but instead of giving up, he considered every obstacle as a new lesson and strength for himself. And this story teaches us how struggle is our real strength in the era of ancient China, when the power wars between the imperial families were at their peak. There was a valley called Golden Mountain in a remote corner of the empire. At the foot of this valley, a young man named Zhuang worked as a potter. Zhuang's right foot was congenitally weak, which caused him to walk with a limp. The other young men in the village made fun of him and considered him a burden, but instead of despair, Zhuang had a firm determination in his heart. The pain I have suffered will become my identity. Zhuang's old grandmother always told him, "Son, the bamboo tree that withstands strong storms and heavy snowfall becomes the most resilient and strong." Man's struggle is also the bamboo of his soul, which becomes more unbreakable the more it bends and rubs. One year, the empire was under increasing pressure from severe famine and pirate attacks. All the resources of Zhuang's village were taken away, and the young men were forcibly recruited into the army due to the lack of an army. Zhuang was considered unfit for the army due to his lameness, and only the old, the children, and he were left alone in the village. There were no oxen for farming, and the land had become rocky. Everyone gave up hope, but Zhuang made a homemade plow from bamboo and, tying a rope around his shoulders, began to dig the barren and hard ground. On the first day, his hands blistered and started bleeding. On the second day, his lame feet became severely inflamed, but he would heal them with a mud wrap at night. On the third day, the hard rocks of the ground began to break and soft soil emerged from beneath. When the village elders saw a disabled young man shoeing himself instead of an ox, tears welled up in their eyes. This struggle of Zhuang brought a new wave of life to the entire village. It proved that strength does not depend on the body, but on the intention. When the elders saw Zhuang in this state, they came out of their houses. The 70-year-old elder, Master Chen, stepped forward, took the wooden yoke off Zhuang's shoulders, and said with moist eyes, "Zhuang, your passion is refreshing to our dead hopes, but physical strength alone cannot conquer this hard land. If you plow yourself instead of an ox, in a few days, this weak foot of yours will be useless forever. We need wisdom along with strength." Huan panted, wiping the sweat from his forehead, and said, "Venerable sir, if there are no oxen, will we starve to death? Oh, the ground is hard, so we have to soften it. If I have less strength, I have to find a way where less strength can do more work." The very next day, Huan came up with a new plan. He collected bamboo from the riverbank in the village and made a wooden tool that was used to lift stones in ancient times. He gathered the children and the elderly in the village. Instead of directly digging the ground with heavy wooden axes and stones, Huan first made small holes in it. River water was poured into these holes so that the soil would soften overnight. After several days of this joint and intelligent labor, the earth that was not being broken by an iron plow now began to soften even with a simple hoe. Zhuang proved that struggle is not just about tiring the body, but also about using the mind in adverse conditions. That day, Wang learned that physical disability is just an illusion. The real strength of a person is his determination that refuses to back down even at the last point of pain. And then he sowed seeds in these fields, and in a few days, these fields grew bountifully. The whole village, seeing these fields full of goodness, thanked the disabled boy for proving that struggle is real strength.